Hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie with Open World Games, and once again we are visiting New York City to talk about all things Tom Clancy's The Division. And as always, remember to use the video guide in the description below, just in case if this video ends up being a little bit lengthy, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the news you seek. But in this video, we're going to be talking about leveling and a lot more, plus the class system, and going into a bunch of details, plus we're going over your top comments. So there isn't really much known about leveling, but we could definitely speculate on what to expect for leveling. Would we expect something like Bloodborne, or is it more like Destiny when you go and level up your character? Well, I definitely wouldn't expect to be upgrading things like strength, accuracy, and stuff like that in that much detail. I would expect it to be more like Destiny, where you get certain abilities that unlock after reaching a certain level. So something a little bit more simpler, not as extremely detailed as Bloodborne, but it would be interesting to definitely see something like that in a game like The Division. It appears that a lot of the leveling will be handled with the actual gear you obtain, you know, the weapons, your go bag, the outfits that you actually find around the world. And you know, I believe this will also influence your max level once you reach the end game. So if you want to go beyond the cap limit, I think you're going to definitely do it with the gear you collect in the world and the weapons you find. So that's how I think The Division will be handling the max level in their game. So one thing I really do praise Destiny for is its PvP. It's actually the reason why I play Destiny, and I really do hope that Division handles their PvP in the same way. I do like how they sort of drop the leveling system when you enter PvP, and then they have the option to do the Iron Banner on top of it. I hope that they really succeed in this area for The Division. Of course, many Destiny players complained that the Iron Banner wasn't handled right. There wasn't enough unique gear unlocks, considering that you were going in there and facing off against other players with unique levels. So hopefully they tap into that as well. So in the end, I think leveling for co-op and PvP will be very different for The Division, and they will really have to focus on the balance issues for the PvP. I really do not want it to be like where you go into PvP and you're going up against a level 50 agent and you're level 12 and you are at a total disadvantage. And I don't think they're going to take it that route. I do think that they're going to stick with the weapons being the core of your leveling, so you know, you have the opportunity to really strike back in PvP and have a balanced playing field just by finding the proper loot. So I know you've heard this a billion times, but yes, The Division is a classless game. That is, you can go into a confrontation and engage an enemy. You can be a all-out damage dealer in this confrontation, and then in the next 5 minutes afterwards, you can say, hey, I want to play the support role. I want to be the guy that's healing everyone. I want to be the guy that has more of a defensive posture on the field. Yes, you can do this in The Division. You really don't have to be stuck in one role, which I absolutely love. This is really good for players that do not have time to create multiple character slots and play the game over and over again, which I think are the college students and everyone stuck at school or work, which is just about everyone. So it's really good news they're handling this in a classless way. So of course, as you level up in The Division, I imagine you would unlock different skills and passive abilities, which are going to be known as talents. But the skills are going to be mainly your gadgets and your immediate tools in your arsenal. This includes that famous Seeker mine we saw in the E3 demonstration. This thing is badass, but apparently you can also make it into a flashbang grenade or a bouncing Betty. So that's what you're going to be able to do with your skills, and then modify them. The modifiers are going to be the fun part of the game, I believe. This is where you're going to really get into detail with what you can do. You know, you can even turn your turret into a regular machine gun or a flamethrower beast. So that's the sort of variety you can expect with leveling up your skills. But the talents also play a very key role. You know, you can expect passive abilities including 10% increase in damage, more accuracy, and then, you know, if you get a certain amount of headshots or executive kills, you can expect a bonus on top of that using your passive abilities. So yes, you can specialize through your skills, talents, and weapons, and even your go bag. So here's a scenario for you guys. You want to be a damage dealer, you can have your weapon fine-tuned to have, piercing rounds, 10% increase in damage. You can make sure you collect gear that offers you an increase in damage. Your go bag also offers certain mod slots, so just put in, an additional 20% damage as well. And then you could modify each individual piece of equipment to add additional damage. So yes, that's what you can go for in this game. Or you could be a jack of all trades. You could say, hey, I want my go bag to offer 10% more health. I want my weapon to do all the damage dealing in the battle. And then I want my actual gear to give me an increase in accuracy. So as you can see, the amount of variety in actually leveling your character and messing about as a class with the gear alone is going to be quite impressive, I believe. So I don't think we will see as an extensive system once again as Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You may know that there are actual ratings to your weapon, based off of strength, dexterity and stuff like that. You have your S, A, B, C ranking and stuff like that. I don't think we will be seeing that in the Division. It makes it a little bit complicated for those that just sit down and want to go, hey, I want to play a game, but it is so cool in Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I wanted to ask you guys, would you like to see a similar system, grades and stuff like that in the Division, or do you think that's just way too much overwhelming detail to throw on top of the already existing system? Please let me know in the comments below. So there's very little known about how you actually upgrade your weapons. Of course, I think we're going to see a wide variety of attachments in the game. And I don't think it's actually going to be handled like Destiny. In Destiny, you found a unique weapon. You were basically stuck with it. You had your iron sight or whatever you can upgrade to, and that's it. You couldn't take anything off. You couldn't add, a hollow sight or whatever. But in the Division, I think it's going to be quite different. I think you're going to be able to go throughout the world, and the attachments are really going to be what this game is about. Perhaps you will be able to find a silencer that offers 20% stealth boost, or a silencer that offers 50% stealth boost. So I think in that regard, we're going to see unique attachments. And then, of course, ammo clips that offer 50% damage, 40% damage, whatever, or armor piercing rounds, that sort of thing. So I think in that regard, we will see you with the ability to exchange out attachments. But it would be interesting if they did go with the Destiny approach, though, because that would encourage you to constantly explore the world and, sort of keep going back and farming the land for these unique weapons. But let me know what you guys actually prefer. Do you want to be able to exchange out your attachments at any given time, or do you want something more like Destiny? As usual, we have some top comments for you guys, and remember to submit your comments and questions down below because they can end up right here on the screen. So here comes the first one. It is from Glitched Gamers HD. He asks, Robbie, there might be drivable vehicles. Look at 641 in your video down the road. A car drives past. I don't think anyone has actually noticed. And you got 8 upvotes on that one. I don't think there will be drivable vehicles. I think that might be for a specific mission structure. Ubisoft Massive has previously stated that they aren't really wanting this to be a game about vehicles. That would be quite unrealistic. And plus, you have a lot of game design complexities when you introduce vehicles into a game that's about dark zones, co-op, and stuff like that. So I think you might see garbage trucks, the cleaners roaming around with those in a very slow, deliberate manner. So that's something I would expect in the Division, but nothing where you're going to hop on a motorcycle or a car and just drive clear across the map. So expect to be walking in the Division and exploring the buildings more than anything else. But you can extract via helicopter, so that's pretty cool. So I have not even answered this one. It comes from Dan Vandekalk, and he asks, will we be able to go into the water? I really do not think we will be able to swim in this game. It is going to be so frigidly cold. It is during Christmas time, and I think it would be very unrealistic to expect to survive in an already broken world. So no, I do not expect any swimming in the Division. So here goes another one. Cole Walker asks, what are you looking forward to most in Tom Clancy's The Division? I just hope that everything is as advertised with the actual open world. That is, going from the social zones to the co-op environment to the dark zone PvP environment all in one go. I'm talking about it being completely seamless. I'm hoping that they're not separated by any loading times. You can just roam around freely and experience the world without any interruptions. So that is what I'm mostly looking forward to. That's what they're promising, at least. So it would be so amazing if they actually pulled it off. So it's definitely the seamless open world and experiencing co-op, PvP, and the social zones all in one go. So guys, as always, thank you so much for your support. We are rapidly approaching 200,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. I always read through your comments, and remember, they could end up in the video, so get to asking your questions. And thank you once again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Alright, the store was empty. I heard that gunfire. Nick, check your map, see if there's anything in the area. That police station's going critical. Let's head up that way.